Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Howard Dalton. I'd like to call the Ascension Parish Board of Adjustments meeting to order. We'll commence with roll call. Mr. Brad Walker, Vice Chairman.
Present.
Ms. Kathy Desideer.
Present.
Mr. Jim Cecil.
Present.
Mr. William Lee.
Present.
Mr. Kyle Legoo.
Present.
Ms. Adrian Connish.
Present.
And I, Howard Dalton, the chairman, am here. We'll commence with the public comment period. This is where the public can comment to the operation of this Board of Adjustment in general. It's not a period where someone could speak to an agenda item. Does anyone wish to speak to the comment period? There appearing to be none, we'll move on. Can I have a motion regarding the minutes of July 28th?
So moved.
Second. You move to accept or?
Accept.
We have a motion to accept by Mr. Brad Walker, seconded by Mr. Kyle Legoo. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, all abstaining.
I'm abstaining.
That's because you weren't here, so the minutes are accepted. And we have no written decisions from that meeting. We'll move on to the consideration of variances as follows. Just a little bit of ground rules for the members that are public is here. I will read out the variance. The applicant will need to come forward. Mr. Lance Brock here in the striped shirt. Sign in there. You'll have 3 minutes to state your hardship, i.e. the necessity for this variance request. At which time there'll be some other questions asked, and then we'll go to the people in the audience can speak for or against. And the applicant will have an opportunity for any rebuttal should that be necessary. But again, we try to limit all these comment periods to 3 minutes. Having said that, let's commence with zoning review ID 2026. I'm sorry, 2024. Grabbed the wrong one, guys. I apologize. Lot 2C, Oliver White Partition. Derek and Carrie Picoto, located in the north side of Miller Road, approximately 1,900 feet west of LA Highway 73. Is anyone here to speak for that? Sign in and state your name, please. And your hardship.
My name's Dirk Decato. My wife is Terry Decato. We're here to ask for a 3-foot variance on the rear of our property. We have an existing building that sets off the property line exactly 17 foot 7 inches. The building is existing. After going over the things, we noticed that we're not located in the neighborhood. The building does not bring unnecessary hardship to anyone. The only property owners that it would have affected was Mr. and Mrs. Graylin Allen, who are directly behind our property. I do have letters from Mr. Charles Mayon and Mr. Graylin Allen for no objection. I noticed that the board has want to make sure that it does not impair sunlight on adjacent properties. I have aerial photos to prove it does not. It does not seem to cause an increase in congestion to the public streets. As far as public safety goes, to me, it helps me store my machinery and tools and gets it out of the way of the kids in the area. And that's really about what we got. I appreciate your time and consideration for this.
Is that it? Does any of the board members have any questions of these applicants?
Yes, I do. Mr. Decato, first of all, when you built this building or had this building brought in and constructed by someone, was there ever a point in time did you realize that you may have made a mistake?
No, because on my original plan, the only thing I knew about was a 15-foot servitude. then, you know, I was kind of on the time frame as far as the period I built it. I was kind of you know, not in a rush, but as far as my slow season, which is, you know, kind of Christmas, wintertime break. And so I was just making sure I wasn't on that 15-foot servitude.
Let me ask you another question, if you don't mind, sir. Did you build this yourself, or did you have someone build this?
No, this is a building I built myself along with, you know.
I don't mean to interrogate. I just
No, that's fine.
want to know.
That's fine.
That's all, Mr. Chairman.
I have a question for staff. Is this a size building that requires a permit typically?
Yes, sir. Yes, it requires
And
them.
I see that it did not have a permit. You didn't think about
No, not really. I
asking?
didn't, you know, building it myself. I just figured we ordered the kit, got it in, put it up until, you know.
Any other questions from board members? Can we open the public hearing?
Make a motion to open up public hearing.
We have a motion second to open the public hearing. Does anyone in the audience wish to speak for or against this variance request? There appears to be none. Can we close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second motion is second to close the public hearing. There's obviously no need for rebuttal. Are there any additional comments, concerns, or questions from board members?
Seems like there should be some consequences for not getting a permit. But, it seems like the building's kind of innocuous. You're not bothering any neighbors, but also.
In rebuttal to that, okay, we in the past, and I say we as a parish, haven't got out what we're required, and we haven't made any. This building is already erected, okay, and again, this, you know, looking at the pictures and everything else, nice place, you know, got a nice building. I like to have one myself, but the thing about it is, I don't think the parish has ever pushed that, you know, we need to get out to the public what we need to have, and I think the public needs to know, especially from this meeting tonight, that if you're going to build a building, you have to have a permit. Or if you don't think you have to have a permit, still check with the permitting office. And I agree with that. It is aggravating. It's been aggravating to this board for a while. However, the building is already there, and he's created his own hardship. So,
I have a question for staff. Is there any alternative to this situation, alternative resolution for the homeowner?
Well, I don't, like, what other alternatives? I guess that's what you're asking
Is there anything else
for.
that he could do since the building's already erected?
Other than coming, yeah,
Not tearing it down?
other than coming through this board and making this request. You may want to, I'm not trying to put Laverne on the spot, but you may ask Mr. Laverne dealing with the building itself if he wants to say.
Mr. Bourgeois, as a building official, would you like to comment?
Is there specific questions that you actually request, or you want me to just go through the procedure?
Well, I would like you to, one, address Mr. Cecil's comment
Okay.
about public awareness, and two, has the parish ever previously required someone to tear down a building when this comes to they require them to take it down?
Yes.
Okay, can you address Mr. Cecil's comments about public edification?
Well, we've had buildings and structures that have been asked to be removed on various occasions, not even coming to the board. The ordinance actually says if a building is built without properly being permitted, it shall be removed. Then there's a measure in that that says there's a penalty involved with double permit fees, and then there could be assessment as much as $500 a day per day of that is actually in the ordinances, so there are repercussions to building without permits.
Well,
I'm going to make a motion that this be approved for 2.42 feet. However, I'm going to go ahead and make that motion, and I'm going to state the reason why afterwards.
Do we have a second to Mr. Cecil's motion?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on Mr. Jim Cecil to grant the 2.4-foot variance, seconded by Mr. I've done it again. Brad Walker.
Brad's been here
All
since
in
night.
all in favor, say aye.
I've been here longer than him.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Sir, you got your variance.
Sir, also, I'm not a school teacher, but make it a lesson that you could have been fined heavily for this. And we need to make sure that people are aware in Ascension Parish, any building, whether it's a portable building or any building that has water, electric, anything else that goes to the building itself, or building an addition of bathroom, check with the permit offices or you'll be heavily fined. So in the future, please be aware of this.
Thank you.
I just want to add to that, so you know, on this, in the code it also does say that they can get jail time, fine, or both, so you can get jail time.
Mr. Chairman?
The next agenda item is zoning UID 2025. Lot C for Helen P. Gregory, located on the north side of LA Highway 937, approximately 1,300 foot east of LA Highway 936. Is anyone here to speak for or against this variance request? You're appearing to be not. Can I have a motion to move this to the end of the agenda?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, a second, to move this agenda item 2025 to the end of the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
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 We'll move it back. Next item is zoning review ID 2026, located on the east side of Red Oak Drive, approximately 1,600 feet north of Perkins Road. To request variance, blah, blah. It's residential. Obviously, we have someone here to speak for or against this, sir. State your name.
My name is Dan Frost. And what we are requesting is the servitude to be reduced from the 20 feet that it currently is to 15 feet. What we are planning to do is to turn our current carport into a family room, which is the carport is adjacent to the house, and then add a new carport onto the side of that. And in order to get two cars in there comfortably, we need to have the servitude reduced from 20 to 15 feet. And I will say that the original rules for the subdivision did have a 15-foot servitude as opposed to a 20-foot servitude. Our house was built about 1992, 1993. So that's what we're here petitioning for.
Is that it? Any comments or questions?
Yeah, I had a question. On the drawing we were submitted, it shows 15 feet from the back of the house to a line that says back fence.
Yeah,
Is the fence on the property line?
Actually, that's 20. It's 20 feet. What we're that should read 20 feet. What we want is a 15-foot mark instead. But yeah, the fence would be on the property line as far as we know.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure y'all measured to the property line and not the fence, because the fence may be a foot off or something like that. So.
Well, now no, I can't say that we have. What we have measured is to the fence, which our neighbor backs up on.
But you saying, Lance?
I would suspect that is to the fence as the property line, yes.
Okay.
And you've included the overhang so that you know the overhang isn't into that 15 foot?
We can do that.
No, that's what I'm asking, because you're asking for a variance. We need to make sure that the overhang of the new carport isn't going into the 15 foot.
Yeah, we will do that, yeah.
Okay.
That's no problem. Sort of going into the airspace, is that what you're
Right.
saying? Yeah, okay.
You can't count 15
Right.
feet from the
Oh, no,
top
I
of the
see what you're
building
saying.
to the
Yeah,
fence.
absolutely.
It has to be from the overhang.
Okay.
Motion to open public hearing?
Second.
Okay. Public hearing is now open. Does anyone in the audience wish to speak for or against this variance request?
Motion to close public hearing?
Second.
Second.
Public hearing is now closed. Are there any additional comments, concerns, or questions from board members?
I'll make a motion that we approve as written.
I'll second.
I second it.
We have a motion by Mr. Brad Walker and a second by Mr. Jim Cecil to accept the variance request as written. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Three variance requests granted.
Thank you very much.
Our last item under old business is interview 2021, located on the north side of Julian Street, approximately 400 foot west of LA 405, to request a variance Ascension Parish Code, et cetera, et cetera. Is anyone here to speak for or against this variance request? Please step to the podium and state your name and your hardship, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Carol Fields. I'm trying to put a trail on my dad's lot. That's on Julia Lane. He's a senior citizen, and he has medical problems. He has sugar diabetes, and he got a hearing problem, and he still works. And the only one that try to take care of him, you know, keep him running right. That's what I'm here for.
Is that it now?
Yes.
Board members have any comments or concerns or questions for this applicant?
Yes, ma'am. You said he's a senior citizen. How old is he?
73.
He's a senior citizen. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any other board members with questions or concerns?
I have a question. Is your father's home the only additional residential property on the?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other?
Motion to open public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing is open. Does anyone wish to speak for or against this variance request? There appearing to be none.
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Public hearing is closed. Are there any more comments, concerns, or questions from board members? No.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that we allow the second resident, as long as it's never turned into a rental property. And if something should happen to your father, either a family member has to stay in it, it can never be rental on the property.
I'll second.
We have a motion, as Kathy noted here, to approve with stipulation that it not ever become a rental property, seconded by Mr. William Legoo. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. And you got your variance request approved with stipulation that it not be ever become a rental property.
All right, thank you.
And last but not least, the item we move to the end is interview 2025. Lot C, or Helen C. Gregory, located on the north side of LA Highway 937, approximately 1,300 feet east of LA 936. Is anyone here to speak for or against this variance request?
I'll make a motion. We move it to next month's meeting.
Second.
It's old business.
Here we have a motion by Mr.
Brad Walker.
Brad Walker. Mr. Tomlin, post Tomlin, this is next month's meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna wear a sign around my chest next month.
The thing about it is, now, this is the second time we've moved this. Right? Is this the
No,
old business?
first on this one.
First time?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna turn it back.
Thank you.
No, this is one's from
I'm sorry.
this month, yeah.
Ty Legoo. It'll be posted, it'll be on next month's agenda, please.
I'll move my name tag for you.
Thank you for that. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't remember your name like this. Well, again, we've had all the pleasantries out of the way.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.